Hi there, it's Vicki here with a card today, and I'm going to create this card using some new Hero Art stamps from the Stamp Your Story catalog. And this is also for a blog post for Scrapbook Cards Today magazine. I am on their design team, and this week, as you may have noticed, they're featuring all of the design team members and some tips in what we're kind of into right now. And for me, it's sequins, which you would know from this month's article, in my article. And as well, I'm into all of these stamps with this painterly effect. I love this whole brush stroke look with the stamps, and these ones are from Hero Art. So I'm going to create this stamp, this card. I grabbed a bunch of my inks and stamping blocks, and the card base is also Hero Arts. And the papers and the twine are from Doodlebug. And then just some miscellaneous sequins and some rhinestones from Queen & Company. So let's get started. So just so you can take a look, this is a card we're going to make. And to begin, I have just a plain white folded card. This card's from Hero Arts. They have great cards. This one, the color is snow. And let's get started with the stamping. So I have this stamp. I'm going to list all of the stamp sets at the end, so if it's something you're interested in, I know these are in limited quantity and I love it. I know you're going to want it when we're done here. So let's start. I'm going to give it just a white. And we are going to stamp in a couple of colors. I have a couple colors of ink here. Oops. So I don't know if you can see those all, but let's get started. It's kind of an ombre effect, but here. We're going to start stamping up the card, and I have some scratch paper underneath so we can just stamp off on the side, but we're just going to do a little stamped image. I guess I could have cleaned that stamp a little bit better. So we'll stamp it up in the blue. We'll do 2 impressions, just shifting the stamp over, okay? So that one was with Soft Stone. These are older Hero Arts inks, so I know the packaging has changed, but it's the same ink color. So next I'm going to take the Soft Lilac and give that stamp a wipe. And do the same thing, because we're going to be cutting part of this card off on the side. So we need to make sure that you stamp deep enough so when you cut the side off, you'll still see the stamped image. Okay. So that gives you an idea. I'm going to continue this, but we can speed it up so you don't have to watch all of that, okay? Okay, so that's the card stamped, and you see the variation in colors of ink. I love these inks because it just gives kind of a shadow effect, and look how pretty. You could never do that with a paintbrush yourself. I love that this stamp is so much fun. Now we're going to just cut about 3/4 inches off of the side of the card. Okay, about 3/4 inch. Okay, so just cut that little piece off, and then on the inside of the card, we can just take the little yellow piece and attach it. So again, this is from Doodlebug, the paper. So just add your adhesive. Okay, so now the paper's on there. The only other thing I wanted to do is now stamp the flower image in black. So we can do that. So this is a little image that we're going to be stamping. twice on the card, okay? Just to give you an idea, okay? We're going to stamp 2 of the black flowers on the card. So just ink up the flower and stamp. So I'm just going to use some scratch paper to mask off the bottom so we can shift this image down and stamp it again. Okay, so just take the image, shift it down, and stamp again. Perfect. And I like how that looks, but I thought it would be fun to add just a little punch of color to the middle of the flower image. So now we're going to stamp a little paint splat right in the middle of the flower. Now I just have a yellow ink here. And stamp 1 and 2. So that'll tie the yellow from the paper in to our card. Okay. So now we just need the sentiment for the bottom. So just the Happy Day stamp. And I cut a piece of the same doodlebug paper, just the other side. And now we're going to stamp Happy Day in black. So I have Happy Days. Ink it up. Try not to get my head in there. Okay. Just take our scissors and you can cut a V. Sorry, just in the end there. Okay. And that can get attached right down here. So just throw a little adhesive on there. So this card, I'm wondering if I stamped it exactly the same as I did on the other card, but if not, it's all good. Can't make any mistakes. Really, we could fix anything. Okay? So that looked pretty, but then I thought it'd be kind of neat to add a little bit of twine on the side and maybe some rhinestones. So my little trick that I wanted to share, one of my tips, is attaching twine to a card but not having to use adhesive. So what we can do for that is just take a crocodile and make 2 little half circle notches where the twine can sit. So let's do that with the smaller end, or the smaller hole for the crocodile. You could put dots here. Let's do that. Just to kind of eyeball where the twine will go. And then that makes it a little easier. You could take your ruler if you wanted, but we don't need to do that. We can figure it out. And then just take, if you can see that, the crocodile and punch a half circle. Take the other end, line it up, and punch a half circle. Okay, so now what's nice is we can add the twine and don't have to worry about having unsightly adhesion or adhesive on the card. So let's just tie the twine. So I did add the twine to the card as well as the rhinestones and sequins. I did have to fade out and come back to add the finished card because I'm having some lighting issues with the sun moving around. But I did want you to see the card finished. So all I used was a little glossy accents to add the sequins in the 2 different sizes, and then rhinestones in the center of the flowers. So that's it. It was a pretty quick card. I hope you enjoyed that. I will have some close-up shots as well on the blog, on the Scrapbook and Cards Today blog. And if you have any questions, just let me know. But I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again with my next video. And if you're interested in any of the stamps, I will have them listed as well at the end, the Hero Art stamps and inks. Thanks, and have a great day.